Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I'm gonna do a story time about how my picture, yes me, was in this boy phone. I had no idea of the boy in terms of me personally knowing him. Okay, so I'm, when was this? This is about roughly, I think 2018 maybe? No. Maybe like 2017. And I was working at a local grocery store. I can't say where because where I'm from, people will know exactly who and what I'm talking about. I was working at the store and I'm a cashier. That's what I was doing. So you can put two and two together with grocery store. Um, I was standing there and I was ringing people up. I have my regulars or whatever, nothing major. And I'm just sitting there ringing up, and this lady, she comes in all the time. She works a few buildings down from where I work. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, hi, how you doing? You know, because I'm polite. She walks up to me and she's like, she asked me, she said, have you talked to blah, 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 her son name. And I'm just like, huh? I'm like, I don't know your son. And she was like, yeah, you go to school with him. And she said his name again. And she said his last name. I'm like, ma'am, I don't know your son. So she went into her phone and showed me a picture. And I'm just like, oh, I'd seen him before. But again, mind you, I moved around a lot. I went to 3 high schools. When I finally landed back in Charleston, that high school, which was Fort Dorchester High, I only came there during my sophomore year. So I didn't really know nobody besides family, and I had a few friends. So she showed me and I was like, oh, I seen him around, but I don't know him personally. And she's like, yes you do, because I seen you in his phone. I seen your pictures. I'm like, excuse me? I'm like, no ma'am, you didn't see me. Mind you, I think I was dating or talking to somebody at the time. So I'm like, don't put that out there because I have no idea who you're talking about or what you're talking about. I said, and you know, everybody got a twin. So I'm like, I got like 2 or 3 people that I went to Fort with that I was told we look alike. And I would call them twin. It's cool. So I'm like, maybe it's her, you know, and da-da-da-da-da. Like, this lady's catching attitude and everything. I'm like, what is this lady problem? Her husband was with her and he's looking at her like, that's probably not her. Relax and stuff. She full blown gets closer to me. Mind you, I'm on the register. So there's only so close you can get. She leaned forward. She's like, yes, you do know my son. Don't do that. I'm like, girl, ma'am, like, you know, you gotta, because, you know, you're supposed to have Southern hospitality because, you know, further down south, most people have manners. So I'm like, respect your elders or whatever. But to this day, I'm starting to realize I respect who respect me. But I'm sitting here like she's causing a scene. There's people behind her in line. I'm just standing here like trying to move her along, you know, because I'm like, girl, I don't know your son. Like, stop that. So she's like, yeah, he had your picture in his phone and he showed me and all this stuff. And I believe this was roughly that time where I actually had a good Instagram that had like a lot of followers. I have no idea how I had so many, but I had a good bit. It was about 6,000 if I'm not mistaken. That's before they did that whole clean it up and bot clean up and all that stuff. So, you know, I thought I was cool. So I'm like, no, maybe it was just like social media or something. She's like, no, your picture was in his phone. I've seen it. First of all, ma'am, if he didn't show you his phone, why are you going through that man's phone? But I get it, you pay for it, whatever. But I'm like, no ma'am, that's not me. That's impossible. There's no way. So, I mean, she's back and forth. Mind you, we closed soon because this was later at night when the store was closing, about to close. I'm like, I said, man, respectfully, I'm pretty sure I didn't say it like that back then because respectfully wasn't that popular to be said. I mean, like, I think I said with all due respect, I don't know your son like that. I've seen him around. I don't know how I would be in his phone. And maybe it's someone else. I promise you, I don't have anything going on with your son. I have an actual boyfriend and stuff like that. And she's like, And she's just like looking at me, stank. Y'all would have thought I broke this boy heart. I don't know that boy. And so she's like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Girl, ma'am, like, I don't need this shit. I'm in college right now. I'm just trying to work so I can save up money. You don't know me like that. So I'm telling her, I'm like, ma'am, have a nice day. Because if anybody know me, my mouth can be very vicious, when I'm getting pissed off. But other than that, I'm very bubbly. So like, she had pissed me off, and that ruined the rest of my work shift. Like, ma'am, I don't know you, don't know your son. So like, I was telling my coworker or whatever, and then I'll be damned. Look who walks in. Her damn son walks in. And you know, I don't like confrontation. I don't like to go to people about stuff, but no ma'am. So I told her son, I said, hey, and I said his name because by then I knew his name. He looked back and I was like, hey, can you come here? So I was talking to him and I was telling him everything. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why she would even say that to you and stuff. And I'm like, he's getting more like an attitude with me. I'm like, bro, your mom is in here tripping on me. And my coworker was standing right there and she was like, yeah, she was full blown tripping. So he's like, not even really apologizing. He was just like, my fault. I guess that's what guys do or what people in Charleston do or whatever you want to call it. He was just like, my fault. I mean, I guess that's apology. So I'm just like, okay. And I'm like, do you have pictures of me in your phone? I'm confused. Was you showing your mom my social media or something? He was like, no, I don't even really know you like that. I know you go to Fort, but I don't know you like that and stuff. I'm like, have you ever been on my social media? Do you know I started naming the girls that were called my twins or whatever? And they was like, he was like, yeah, I know them and da-da-da, and we cool. And I'm like, were they in your phone and your mom mistakenly? I'm trying to get to the bottom of it because I'm pissed off and she caused the whole scene and had people staring at me. No, she wasn't real ghetto and ratchet and loud, but there were people in line and I was very confused and everybody else was confused because like I said, I had a lot of regular people who be in that store who's like my customers who watch out for me and they just like, you good? And I'm like, I'm good. I just thought it was completely unnecessary. So, and mind you, I'm like, what pictures did she see? Because I'm like, I don't send news to anybody that I'm not with, you know, or whatever you want to call it, explicit pictures. So he was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what she's talking about. And I appreciate it if you don't be talking to my mom any kind of way and stuff like that. I'm like, boy, what? Your mom came after me. She need to go. I'm like, you have a good night because I don't have time for this. And that's really the end of it. He was just like, yeah, all right. I said, yep. Yep is the nicest thing I can say. But yeah, that was the story time about how this boy mom confronted me about having my picture in his phone. Honestly, I think it was just social media. He might have been on my page and she was being nosy. To this day, I'm still confused. But thank you. Bye.